Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Teacher Picker. My name is Valerie and I just like to share some of the things that I purchased for resale on eBay in hopes of helping you on your journey. I've been a reseller on eBay since 1997. So my last video, my kids told me that I talk too much. So I don't know if you're like me, but my kids are some of my best feedback sources and teachers. So I get into teacher mode and I want to talk too much. So I'm not going to do that today. So today I just want to share some bigger ticket items that I have for sale that I have found to sell on eBay, and they're all actually like bigger in volume as well. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first is this lovely little ginger jar vase. It is what I would consider to be chinoiserie. It's Asian, and these are tricky because you can find some that appear old that really are not. And this one has embossing, and that's usually a sign. Some of them are famille rose, and I'm not sure exactly about this one, but when I did a Google Lens search, and it is also signed on the bottom by the artist. Um, these comp for, from $100 to $300 online. I paid $7.99 for it at my thrift store, and I mean, I would hope on eBay the very least to get maybe $75, but probably started at 100 or so. So that's one thing. The next thing I have is this wooden shelf. People love these wooden shelves. It's usually better if you can buy two, of course, but I will not pass up if there's just one. It's really nice. I got this for $2.99, and I would expect to get maybe $35, $40 for it. People just love anything wooden or wooden shelves for the wall for decorating. The next thing I have is this really big, creepy looking creature. It's a cobra, and it's made of chalkware. It was made, I believe, either in the 50s or the 60s. It was actually a giveaway. I'll pop a picture up on the screen. It was a giveaway that went with the Shelby car, the Cobra. And so that makes it a little more collectible. I actually purchased this on Marketplace for $15, and it comps for between $150 to $300. There were some that had sold for $300. Now mine is not in perfect condition. It's got some wear, a couple of little minor chips because chalkware is so easy to chip. But I'm hoping to get at least $100 for that. It won't be fun to ship. The next thing that I have that's big is this Italian pottery lion cub, and it still has the price sticker on it for $9.99 from the thrift store. I don't know which way you can actually see, but anyway, it is not in perfect condition. It has a chip, or a chunk on the ear that's been colored back in. But overall, it's in really good condition. And look at those eyes. Look at that face. There's just something about Italian pottery. Which is why it's so highly sought after and people love it. And so I paid $9.99. Even with the damage, I think I can probably get 150 for it. Maybe more. I don't know. I may start it at like 175, 200. So a great thing to find. The next item is, be careful, this beautiful piece of early Baccarat. Early Baccarat was signed a little differently. I don't know if you can see the B that's etched in the bottom, but I've done a tremendous amount of research on this, and it is an early piece of Baccarat with gold enamel details, and it's a large piece. Um, the comps are kind of all over the place, but there are a few for sale, for up to $1,000 because early baccarat is quite rare. But I don't know that it's the baccarat that people really want or collect so much. It's probably going to be a little bit more rare in that the collector is a little more rare because this it's a green piece and people I think really like the clear, colorless pieces of baccarat. But I currently have it on eBay for 275. So if it doesn't sell, I'll reduce it. Over time. That's typically what I do. And the next thing I have is this lovely censer, and I have a pair of these, and they were made to hang from the ceiling. The person that I purchased them from, they were her mother's. She had gotten them from an antique mall many years ago. I'm going to put it up close where you can see all that brass, lovely brass detail. It has some wear, but it also has some age. And then that mother of pearl dragon. So, of course, this would be Asian. It's a censer, I believe. It was for incense. The lady that I bought it from, her mother bought it, like I said, from an antique mall, and was told that it came out of a temple. So not sure where. She didn't know the origin or anything like that. But again, I have a pair of those, and it hasn't been easy to find comps on that. The similar things that I have found, are upwards of $1,000. So I have them listed on Cherish, I think, for $5.99, and then if they don't sell, over time, I will I will reduce them. And so the last big thing that I want to share, it's my thumbnail, is this lovely mid-century modernist Batosi lamp. Isn't that lovely? See the modern looking flowers, kind of get a feel for, and the colors. It has a wooden base and at the top, and then this is pottery, and this was it was made by an artist, Aldo Londi. And so you may ask how I know that. I just have seen enough Batosi that I just recognize it. And to tell you the story behind the purchase, it was in an auction here. And a lot of auction houses here have gone to online where they put the pictures online and then you bid and then you show up to the location the day after the auction closes to pick up the items. And this lamp was on a shelf. There were actually two shelves of old lamps. It was an antiques dealer that had passed away, and she had a storage building, and they were liquidating the storage building. And I spotted the lamp in the midst of all the other lamps were all in either disrepair or just not really something worth reselling. So the ones that were just in complete disrepair, beyond repair, I threw those out, and then the others I donated to Goodwill. This was actually the only one I kept, but I bought the entire lot for $15. And this lamp comps for up to $800 online, this exact lamp. So I currently have it on eBay for $375. Just for a quicker sale. I could probably get more than that, but it might take, a few years. And I just really don't want to hang on to things for a few years. I mean, it's a great profit margin from 15 to 375, or if I even eventually reduce it less than that. But it was really, really a great find. I'll pop in a picture where you can see the lot from the auction because it just sits up there in the midst of all those other terrible lamps. And I was so excited. It was one of my greatest finds in the last few months. And so I love Batosi. I don't have a collection personally, but I always love to source it and to sell it because it's just beautiful, beautiful pottery. So we've only had about 10 minutes in here, and that's really all of the big items that I want to share today that I have sourced recently. So, the remainder of the video, I will show you some of my most recent sales and share those with you. I appreciate the feedback that you all have given me in the comments about sharing more about how long it took to sell each item. So, I'll make sure that I do that when I add the video of the items that have sold. I'll let you know about how long it took to sell each one. So stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing that I'd like to show you is this set of 5 Denby Studio made in England stoneware mugs. Like I've told you before, I always pick up Denby, or almost always. I'll kind of comp it first to be sure. Some Denby patterns don't do as well, but most do really well for me. So I sold this set of 5 for $59, and I can almost always pick up mugs at my Goodwill for 99 cents. So I have $5 in and sold for 59. I'll make the screen bigger so you can see kind of how they look. And then here's the mark on the bottom, Denby made in England. So that's a good profit margin from 5 to 59. The next item is this Bradburn Gallery French Country faux wood hand painted gold foil lamp. So it's got gold foil on it. Bradburn Gallery is a higher end, or typically a higher end brand of lamps. This one I think was made from sometime in the 90s from the research that I've done. I'll show you a little bit bigger. It's not a very big lamp. It's only like 22 inches. It's like 18 to 22 inches tall from top to bottom, top of the finial to the bottom. These are easy to ship, these smaller lamps. So I take off that top part and just wrap it up all really well. And the other thing I think I've told you before is that my Goodwill sells lamps for $5.99, sometimes $4.99. This one I got for $5.99, and it sold for $45. And I had this one for a while. I forgot to tell you how long I've had those Denby. I think the Denby cups I'd had for not very long, maybe 6 weeks. This lamp I've had for a good while. I want to say maybe 6 months. So lamps are kind of a slow sale, but I don't mind. They're usually a pretty good profit margin when they do sell. So I had this one about 6 months, and made the profit margin was right around $40. The next item is Brighton. I sell a lot of Brighton, pick up a lot of Brighton. It's not a big ticket item, but I usually there's this one thrift store that's not close to my home. It's further away, so I don't go as often. But all of their jewelry in their showcase is 99 cents, unless it's something really special that they know about, but they typically don't know Brighton. So I got the necklace for 99 cents and the earrings for 99 cents. So I'm $2 in and sold it for $18. And I've had this for, I don't know, maybe a little over a month. I'll make this bigger so you can kind of see the details there on the necklace. Very lovely. Brighton is a good brand. Great costume jewelry. Um, Usually it's silver toned. So good little profit margin, easy to ship there. This next is a set of 2 just decorative plates. They're salad plate size, 7 3/4 inch wide. They're made in Italy. Anything nice porcelain that's looks really nice, high quality, and usually anything from Italy is high quality. I'll pick it up because I can get plates for typically $1.99 each. So I'm $4 in, and the set sold for 28. Had these for a couple of months, so not too bad, and it's a good profit margin. This is something that sold quickly. This is a set of 2 mid-century modern atomic shape triangle bowls by Reed and Barton. The inside is like this metallic blue, and then underneath the bowl is actually silver plated. And I'll make it bigger so you can kind of see. They're just a lovely blue color. And they actually have a little bit of wear that you can see. But I just purchased these at an estate sale. I go to estate sales typically on the last day, so I can get things at 50 to 75% off, and it makes my profit margin greater. And I actually bought a set of three. The third bowl actually didn't go with these. It was not Reed and Barton. It was made by a Danish designer, so I've got it listed separately. But I got the three bowls for $12. So basically, I paid $4 each. So I have $8 in on this set, and they sold for 45, and they sold within about a week. So that's pretty quick. I love to buy mid-century modern items. It's my favorite. As you can see, my eBay um, screen name is Mid-Century Alabama. So this next is a set of candlesticks, wooden and metal. The wooden part in the center is like a barley twist. Um, the silver toned metal did have a little bit of deterioration in some spots. I think that's why I only got $25 for them. I probably could have gotten more because people love barley twist, really anything, wood especially, but I've even picked up brass items that are barley twist, candlesticks and things like that. People like a barley twist design. I got these together for $2.99. They were together at the thrift store, and I sold them for 25. Again, probably could have gotten 35 or 40 if they had been in pristine condition, but they just had a little bit of wear. So still a good profit margin and easy to ship. This next item is a set of or a pair of sterling silver Gorham candlesticks, and they were kind of taller. I want to say like 7 or 8 inches tall. As you can see, they need to be polished. I don't really take the time to do things like that, and they also have some dents, as you can see at the top. And they sold really quickly. I got them at that same estate sale as the Reed and Barton bowls, so I just I've had them about had them about a week, got them listed, and they sold literally within 25 minutes of listing them. So they sold really quickly, which sometimes makes me think I undersold it, but that's fine because they were on 75% off day. So I got the set for $8 and sold them for 75. Great profit margin and easy to ship. This next item I always pick up anything that's vintage, like chemist or lab equipment, because it usually sells pretty well for me. It's very collectible if it's vintage. So this is a fluted beaker. It was kind of large, thick glass, and it's scored, as you can see, really cool. And the guy that bought it, that's what he does. He collects, um, you know, chemist related items, chemistry lab related items. I got it at my thrift store for $1.99. It had absolutely no damage. It was in pristine condition. It sold for $35, and I had it for a few weeks, but it still sold pretty quickly in a couple of weeks. This next item is, as you know, I love mid-century. This is a mid-century tulip base for a lamp. It's just the lamp base only. It had a glass globe that was kind of um, an oblong glass shape when I looked them up. But this is just the base. At my thrift store, things like this is small. It's only about 6 or 7 inches tall. So, they don't realize that it has value. So they'll put $1.99. Uh, Even though this was a lamp, because it was small, I don't even think it was in with the lamps. It was in with fixtures and things like that. But anyway, I only paid $1.99 and it sold for 28. Have had this for a while. I want to say I've had it for about 6 months. These laurel lamps are really popular with mid-century collectors, people that like that design. And the comps on it, run 45, $50. I started at higher and reduced it over time, and it just sold at 28. So I've had it about 6 months, but again, it doesn't take up much space, and it is easy to ship and a good profit margin. This next item is a print. It's an antique print. I'm going to try to let you see. You can see that wooden frame is original, and it's it's really in rough shape, got a lot of scratches, but people don't mind that. It's that's character, and it's got the original brass label at the bottom. The title of the print is Young Mother. And it's a Victorian, probably 1930s. People like these mother and child prints, and this particular artist, I think, has some collectability. Mod Stone. I got it for $3.98 at my Goodwill and sold it for 29. I've had it. Oh goodness, I have had this one for maybe close to 7 or 8 months. I've had it for a while, and actually started at a higher price, and it finally, when I reduced it to 29, it sold. Now, I wanted to show you all this just because don't write off things from the 70s. I did that for a long time because I grew up. I was a child of the 70s, and I don't know, there's something about the things that are familiar to us that are, I don't know, we just don't want to fool with it or look at it, and or don't even realize the collectible value. But young people now are really into the retro 70s. As you know, in the 70s, smoky glass and smoky plastic was really a thing. And so that's what this is. It's that smoky acrylic. It's an organizer pencil holder. I even had one like this. This is, of course, not mine. I picked it up at the thrift store, and as you can see, it has its original box. I got it for like, I think it was $2.98. I've had it for a while, honestly. I think I've had it for 6 or 7 months. And the comps on these, I mean, some of these have sold for $30 to $40. I mean, I guess I could have held out. I just like for things to go, and sale. I don't like, I can hold out for another $7 or $8, another 6 months, but I like for things to sell. So I'll reduce over time until they sell. And this one got reduced down to $21 and sold. Easy to ship, decent profit margin. This next is a pair of Celadon. It's got koi and lotus fish, or koi fish and lotus on featuring embossed on the plates. And that's a strong Asian design. You see koi fish and lotus flowers a lot on Asian designs, and Celadon is very popular among Asian collectors, people that like to decorate. It's embossed, which means it's raised, very lovely, high end. Um, I paid $1.99 each for these, so I'm $4 in. Sold the set for 25. This next is a Royal Worcester figurine. Now, I will tell you, I don't pick up figurines all the time because people just don't collect little tchotchke figurine type things anymore. Even the things that used to sell, like Royal Dalton, Yadro, those are a dime a dozen now. You can't really get rid of them unless there's something that maybe there's something about them that's kind of rare that people really like. But this is one I comped, and it sells really well. Actually, I remember there were some comps on this one up to $45 or $50. I started it around, I think, 45 and just reduced it over time. I've had this one for several months. And then once I reduced it down to 30, it finally sold. It's a really sweet, just a little girl with flowers, little daisies, really cute, easy to ship. And again, figurines, $1.98 pretty much across the board at my Goodwill. They just like to, get things sold. I had a conversation one day with the manager, and he just likes volume. He just wants things to sell. So that's why they price so well. All right, this sale is a set of 7 dinner plates that I featured in my first video. I had just sourced them, so I've only had these for a few weeks, so they sold quickly. And it's a set of 7 dinner plates by Mikasa. I don't always buy Mikasa, but some of the mid-century patterns, like the flowers, the flower power kind of 60s, 70s by Ben Siebel are very popular, designed by Ben Siebel. So I got this set of 7. If you saw that video, they were taped together. I want to say it was like $7.99, $8.99, something like that. Sold the whole set for 85. Not fun to ship, but they actually arrive safely. You can do it, you know, uh, wrap them really well. Like I put a strip of um, foam, thin foam between each one, and then wrap them all well in bubble wrap, and they usually make it just fine. Sometimes I think I double box this one just for safety because they were so heavy. But they arrived safely. I've already heard from the buyer, and so anyway, a little more trouble to ship, but worth it for the profit margin. This next item is a Pyrex little olive green with featuring, olives on it, little lidded dish, casserole dish, oval. Picked it up for $2.98 and it sold for 28. It sold pretty quickly. I want to say it sold in a couple of weeks. Some Pyrex will sell pretty quickly. The older 60s and 70s, if they're in really good condition. This is a duffel bag, a Ralph Lauren duffel bag that I actually purchased for myself at the thrift store. I did pay $4.98 for it. It ended up being in my closet. Never did really use it, so it's like brand new. In mint condition. It's canvas, so that would certainly show wear, and it has no wear. And I sold it pretty quickly. I think and maybe within a week, I just threw it up for $24 and it sold. Easy to ship. This next item is sterling silver egg cup. I've also seen them listed as christening cups. I'm not sure what a christening cup is. If you know what that is, if you would just leave me a comment and you teach me about that because I'm not sure. But I usually pick up anything sterling silver if it's a good price. I bought this and several small sterling silver items in a baggie. You know how they'll do the baggies, little baggies full of things and hang them up on the wall. I got the baggie full of small sterling items for like $3.98. So I have like less than maybe 50 cents in this because there were several small pieces in there. And so this one sold pretty quickly. It sold in about 6 weeks. So 50 cents to $20, pretty good profit margin. I'll make that bigger so you can kind of see it's footed. Really cool. Sterling silver, very small though. Easy to ship. This next item is something that was on my first video as well. It sold very quickly and within about a week or two. I had gotten it for 99 cents at Goodwill, and it's just a little wooden lidded trinket dish that's got different wood grains there infused in the design, and easy to ship, small, from 99 cents to $18 in a week or two. Great profit margin, easy to ship, great find. And then the last thing I have is this Blenko. It's very heavy art glass ashtray. Now, if you don't know about Blenko, it was very popular. It's very popular among mid-century glass collectors. You need to do some research and learn about it. Do a search on eBay for Blenko and look at, I believe that the more you get those images in your mind, it makes it much easier for you to recognize once you actually see one out in the wild. That's really what I have done to learn what to look for. But anyway, I'm going to make this bigger so you can see. And it's small. It's only 8 inches, but it's really thick, dense glass, so it's heavy. But very, very collectible. Blenko glass, very collectible. I got it at my thrift store for $2.98 and sold it for $34. So, and I had it for not long, maybe about a month. It sold pretty quickly. So watch out for Blenko and learn about Blenko. So that's all I have today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow, click and subscribe to my channel. Again, like I told you before, I'm a university instructor, and so I stay busy with that, but I'm going to make as many videos as possible. I can't really commit right now to a schedule, but just watch for my videos and let me share some of my knowledge with you. Thanks for watching.